Mr. President, I expect there will be a lot of amendments today on a lot of topics. So I want to take just a minute to focus in on the essence of the bill that we are on, that we will be considering and voting on today. It's a simple bill, Mr. President. It will do nothing more than fund Border Patrol and Immigration and Customs Enforcement for the next 3 years. And why are we doing this bill, Mr. President? Why are we doing appropriations for these Department of Homeland Security agencies separately and for 3 years instead of the usual one? Because Democrats have refused to fund border security or immigration law enforcement. That's it, Mr. President. We are here today only because Democrats refuse to appropriate a single dollar for our border and immigration law enforcement. They originally agreed to fund them, of course. Back in January, Democrats in both houses, House and Senate, signed off on an appropriations bill that included multiple reforms. But shortly before passage, after the events in Minneapolis, Democrats reneged. They wanted more reforms, they claimed, and Republicans agreed to reopen negotiations. The White House implemented a number of reforms on its own, and then the White House repeatedly offered Democrats a robust package of legislative reforms. But Democrats would not agree to anything, and eventually they walked away altogether. Presumably because they thought that it would serve them better to have an issue for November. Although I would say it remains to be seen, Mr. President, how well defund law enforcement and eliminate border security officers play for Democrats this fall. Because let's be very clear, Mr. President, that is what Democrats have opted for. Zero. No officers at our nation's borders. And no officers to remove dangerous, criminal, illegal immigrants from our country. If it weren't for Republicans, our nation's borders might currently be thrown wide open to drug traffickers, cartel members, terrorists, criminals, human smugglers, and other dangerous individuals. And dangerous, criminal, illegal aliens could be living freely in our country. That's, Mr. President, what no funding for border security and immigration enforcement means. And I can't emphasize that enough, Mr. President. If Democrats had their way, our nation's borders would be completely unprotected. And criminal illegal immigrants would be allowed to remain in our country and endanger Americans. Democrats' position is not just breathtakingly irresponsible. It's a betrayal of their obligation as members of our government. This, Mr. President, is a national security issue, and Democrats have completely abdicated their national security responsibility. Mr. President, as I said, I expect there will be a lot of amendments today. Many will be intended to distract from Democrats' defund law enforcement position. Some may even echo the reforms the White House offered to Democrats, that Democrats rejected, but which they will now attempt to use to score political points. When all the political statements have been made, we will pass the underlying bill and be one step closer to funding border security and immigration law enforcement for the next 3 years. For the next 3 years, Mr. President. That's what Democrats have forced us to do. I am grateful for the law enforcement officers who have helped secure our nation's border over the past 16 months and take criminal, illegal immigrants off of our streets. And I'm grateful to Secretary Mullen and Border Czar Tom Homan for their leadership and their work to refocus things at DHS and ensure that both Border Patrol and Immigration and Customs Enforcement are fully focused on their core mission of protecting our country. And Republicans are going to continue to ensure that these agencies have the funding that they need to fulfill their national security responsibilities.